Matt, I'm not too sure what the name would be for this particular pack. To be honest, with the numbers of the adults that are here, it is a pack that we've only recently started seeing, and from the knowledge of most of the rangers that we've asked, especially those that have been here for quite a few years, and some of the trackers haven't even identified these, so it might be a new pack that has moved into the area, but I'm not too sure, and I've also not seen the rest of the adults to be able to say which ones they might be. All these are having a little tug of war. I can just imagine how quick these little ones must be, because look at how, in comparison to their body, how long their legs are. And just imagine also if this pack had to start running, and they can run up to 65 or 56 kilometers an hour. Often what will happen is when they do hunt, there will be one that will look after the young pups, or one or two that will look after them. But imagine if they do move fast distances, these pups need to be able to keep up. Not necessarily saying that they'll be able to run like close to those speeds, but I'm sure they'll get pretty close. So you can there's barely any noise around. If you do hear some noises, it might just be the crackling of the grass, maybe crushing of leaves, as some of the adults are just left of us moving in the tall grass. But where the youngsters are, in the, like that one lying down in the sand there, you can't hear anything. They're just so soft and gentle in their movements. But even look at the size of the ears, especially of these youngsters. It almost looks like they still need to grow into those ears. Lisa, they don't. So with wild dogs, they have this hoop sound. It sounds like an owl, like whenever they are separated from one another. The other thing they do is they have this, whenever they build up excitement with one another, especially prior to a hunt, they have this high squeak noise, which I can't really make, but it sounds, like hyenas whenever they when they laugh. But imagine if you had to put that in a high squeak, and you had to put a bit more excitement with it. That's what they basically do, and then from there on they initiate the hunt. But they don't bark like a dog. There might be an alarm bark, so if there's a sudden danger, it might be one bark, which is to warn everyone and then run off from there, but not like a domesticated dog that will repeatedly bark at any potential threat. Now, there is one that's moving off here, that's coming off from the left here. Now, it might just be one of the caretakers just to come to have a look and see that the youngsters aren't up to a lot of mischief of moving away. Why I'm saying it's probably one of the caretakers, not the mother, is because if you look under the belly, it doesn't look like the teeth are swollen. If it was the mother, it would probably still have been a bit swollen. You could have seen where the puppies would have suckled. Just listen to the noise. So that's the high pitch we were talking about. interesting is that behavior? I mean, I wonder initially why that wild dog did that. Was that just to bring the youngsters back into place? Is it like to gather them again? Was it just to show, okay, listen, you guys need to come back a little bit closer? I'm not too sure what that behavior was, but it was very interesting to watch. And now immediately after that, moving off. Shelley, based on my knowledge, wild dogs are only in Africa. So they've been part of the African continent for thousands and thousands of years and never really been able to domesticate them as well. And the other thing about what makes them a bit different in comparison to something like a domesticated dog is also with the pads. So if you know, if you look at a dog, you'll have the 4 pads, or let's say 4 toes, and then just at the back of the leg, you'll find another pad. With the wild dogs, that's absent in the front. So it's very interesting, and of course, they've just no records of them being able to domesticate them like domesticated dogs. There's just always been part of this African ecosystem.